Moving towards the West, the three-day NATO summit in Washington, D.C. concluded on July 11th with the launch of the Ukraine Compact, a security framework signed by 32 allies. My colleague Trent Murray is in Berlin. He takes it forward from me here, gives us more on this and other stories making headlines around the world. So Trent, Biden's slip of tongues also making a lot of news?
It sure is, Tanvi. One imagines it was a distraction the White House would have liked to have avoided in front of the world's media. Of course, it comes, as you say, after that three-day NATO summit in Washington, D.C., concluded yesterday with the launch of that Ukraine Compact. This is a new security framework signed by 32 allies. The newly announced agreement builds upon the joint G7 declaration, which was made at last year's NATO summit in Vilnius. The compact states that members will support Ukraine together in a unified, coordinated and comprehensive architecture, and more importantly, not just for now, but for many years into the future. In the short term, the 32 allies of Ukraine will continue to supply weapons, munitions and training that they say they need to repel Russian forces. Well, addressing the leaders at that summit, US President Joe Biden reiterated that the Ukraine Compact will take relations with Ukraine to a new level. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky expressed his gratitude.
This compact brings all those countries together in a unified, coordinated, and comprehensive architecture to support Ukraine, not just for now, but for years in the future.
This Ukraine Compact we are forming takes our relations to a new level, a significant achievement for Ukraine and all of us.
President Biden has also said he has no reason to talk to Russian President Vladimir Putin right now unless he changes his behaviour. Biden vowed that the United States cannot retreat from the world and said that under his leadership, Washington will not walk away from supporting Ukraine.
I'm dealing with Xi right now and direct contact with him. I have no good reason to talk to Putin right now. There's not much that he is prepared to do in terms of accommodating any change in his behavior.
Meanwhile, the Kremlin has said this Friday that US President Joe Biden's slip of the tongue at the NATO summit was a matter for US voters and not Russia. The Kremlin spokesperson, Dmitry Peskov, said that Biden's slip of the tongue is a topic for US voters to consider at upcoming elections. However, he further said that the Kremlin has taken note of what it called disrespectful comments Biden made about Russia's president during the summit. Hungary's far-right leader and Prime Minister Viktor Orban met with US former President Donald Trump in Florida on Thursday. Both of the leaders discussed the possibilities of peace and ceasefires in the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Orban has visited Kyiv, Moscow and Beijing in the past 2 weeks in a self-styled peace mission. The meeting comes as voters prepare to head to the polls in November's US presidential election. The Republican candidate Donald Trump has said repeatedly that he could end the conflict in just one day if he's elected president again.